And that guy is such a snake. I don't like him.
He's a hawk. Like I agree with him on Ukraine, which makes me wonder about me. But like he has never seen a conflict he didn't like.
Yeah, it's him and the Cheneys are just any and all wars. We need more. Have you ever seen the meme? Zach pulled it's like this poorly drawn Wojak, like a fake Republican called Holden Bloodfeast, and it's an old guy, and it says 112 years old. The only thing he wants is to see burning flesh in Iran. Please let me burn it. Let me bomb it. Single issue voter, respected bipartisan.
They've wanted to bomb Iran.
Yeah, Holden Bloodfeast. This is such a funny name. 118 years old. Please, God, just let us nuke Iran. Nothing else matters. I'll do anything, please. I just want to see burning flesh one more time, last time before I die. Respectable bipartisan.
Or do you think we might get some early pardons? Because, of course, his freedom fighters, the January 6th
from Biden,
fighters,
like before the end.
No.
I think
Trump.
he's saying like first day.
Oh, for Trump,
like first day Trump, because he promised the libertarians at their powwow that he went to, he was going to pardon this one guy who made a dark web website like forever ago, and they gave him life in prison.
Oh, Silk Road guy, yeah.
He promised he was going to, free that guy.
I don't know this person.
Silk Road was a
heard of it
dark web site where you could basically buy illegal things. I think it was mostly like a drug site where people could go there and buy drugs.
But I think someone maybe got
terrible. Like which drugs?
Well, it's not around anymore. They have him in life in prison, and so I hope I didn't even know that was on the table. I hope they pardoned that guy. I don't actually know anything about him, but if you just make a site where you sell drugs, right?
He didn't. He just made a site where you could secretly like do business. He didn't have anything to do with the illegal things, but others did illegal things. He sort of platformed illegal things.
Okay,
not,
yeah, I'm fine with that guy getting pardoned, and I'm good with the J6 people getting pardoned, and I'm also chill with Hunter Biden getting pardoned.
I think a Hunter Biden pardon from Trump would be a nice little spit in the eye, like on your way out. Like take that. I don't know. It brings Hunter Biden back up into the news for one thing, get that news cycle chewing on him again. But it also makes Trump look like the bigger man, which he never gets to do. I would definitely pardon Hunter Biden if I were Trump. Just to show that I am the bigger man. But then I would also launch some new investigations at the same time. Like he kept talking about prosecuting his enemies, and I really hope he doesn't. But man, you can't blame him if he does after all the shit they put him through.
How fucked is Ukraine?
They're in big trouble.
Oh, they're in big trouble
over there. If I were a volunteer, like American. If like literally me was volunteering and fighting in Ukraine right now, I'd be like, I'm going home. How long is it before they turn off whatever magnetic shield America's got over me right now?
Can Europe like fund Ukraine? Can they do it without US?
They won't.
They don't. They won't. They've allowed us to fund everything militaristically for so long.
Not everything. Everybody's most of it, but like we've put in a fucking shit ton, and I
feel like we did half, and Europe did half.
Something like that.
I feel like that's even given the U.S.
But it's like which half? I bet our half involves some things that Europe couldn't do, like some equipment and expertise, know-how, and I bet we're just assisting, planning wise and strategy wise. And I know we've got those spy satellites. I didn't know this until I guess I've known it for a while now, but. As a kid, I never knew it. The Hubble Space Telescope, that wasn't just something NASA was like, hey, let's build a big telescope and put it into space. Like the CIA or the NSA or someone was like, hey, we've got these old spy satellites. I got like 10 of them flying around the Earth right now. We got this 11th one we're not doing anything with. You want it? And like, yeah, we'll point it at other galaxies because that's how powerful it is. They're pointing at guys' cell phones. They're up. They're in low Earth orbit with the Hubble Space Telescope times 10 or 15 they've got. Looking down over people's shoulders. So I think that kind of support is going to dry up. I think Trump is going to he seems to like Putin, or at least like not having friction with Putin. And I think he hates funding these foreign wars. He doesn't like to see money flying out the door. I think he's going to quit.
One of the best things about Trump is the foreign wars thing.
I don't like that one. You know
the
me.
Only one on that one, but yeah,
I'm a big Ukraine guy. Okay,
but in the like off of this show, like in the greater America, like I'm on the side of most. I
think you might be.
Like most of us are very
at least now. Probably Ukraine was more popular 2 years ago.
Check that polling for us, Zach. Had the most American support, American or American funding in the Ukraine conflict?
There's no way at this point.
You would think we have like 65% would be like, yeah, go get them.
Dude, people are so sick of these foreign wars. People are sick of it.
Do anything though. It's somebody else's forein war. I love funding this thing.
It costs $1 jillion.
If it were like a Twitch streamer, I'd be donating all the time.
Would you? You'd be donating to Zelensky?
Yeah. No, to Ukraine. Yeah. If I could like click a button and send them some like 308 ammo or something. 48% of responders approve. Said that the United States should support Ukraine as long as the conflict lasts. That's pretty good. That's
closer than I want. We're going to pump that number down. We're going to pump that number down. We're going to get people looking for America's best interest.
Besides just an overall fear that he's unqualified for the job for any number of intricate reasons that I don't understand because I don't understand the job. You know what I mean? Like I think of the president as that guy on TV, but I'm sure he's got a lot of duties that we don't know about. You know what I mean?
President is that guy on TV.
Yeah. I don't, I imagine he's got like I pictured what I saw in the West Wing. So it just seemed like he had like 3 big meetings every day, and then there was a B plot, and then you get that sorted out. Everybody go to bed at night, maybe be late, but we'd solve the problem. Yeah. But it might be a little harder than the West Wing made it out to be, and I'm not overall sure Trump's capable. But so there's that fear. But also, I don't like the Ukraine thing. That's the big policy thing that I disagree with him on, and I worry about the most because we're already in for a bushel. Let's get our worth out of this thing.
I wonder how he's going to be on workers and strikes. So there were 2 sort of big issues I can think of in the last 3 years, maybe. The more recent one was the longshore workers. They wanted to prevent automation from coming to the docks. And I'm like, what the fuck? You can't prevent automation. Like, that's holding America back. But they're like, if you don't give us what we want, which is like a 60% raise, 70% raise, and no more automation, then we're going to stop working right now and kiss your auto industry goodbye, kiss this goodbye. Your economy's fucked. And like, they really have America by the short hairs in a way that I didn't think about much. The other one was similar. It was railroad workers wanting to strike right before Christmas. And in both cases, well, in the first case, Biden was like, you can't strike. And then like, whatever, 6-9 months later, he got them what they wanted. That worked out really well. Will Trump do that? I don't know. The longshoreman thing, they got them what they wanted without it even starting.
I would hope he'd do what Reagan did, fucking fire them all.
See, I'm more pro-worker than that until push comes to shove.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Well, I was all pro-worker, but you guys want to fucking strike on Black Friday?
I wouldn't want to see him.
I have packages on the way.
I wouldn't want to see him whole cloth fired, unless unless that's the only way to handle it.
They didn't want to.
Do you know what Reagan did?
What would you do to your employees?
He fired all the air traffic.
What if Zach didn't show up tonight? He was he's just like holding out. Come on, he can't just not show up for work.
No, you're right. But like the goal would be to coax the people who know what they're doing back into doing it instead of wholesale eliminating and replacing, because that's a whole other logistical issue and operational issue, right?
Nah, I think we should send the National Guard in to those dock workers and hold them at gunpoint, make them finish their shifts. Any man tries to walk off the line, fucking blast him.
Put the Roomba in the fucking shipping container.
Get back on that forklift, you piece of shit.
You fucking idiot.
Trump had that thing. He's like, I hate paying overtime. He said he wouldn't pay overtime. And take it out of context, it sounds like that means he's not paying for hours worked. I think what he really meant was he gets someone else who wasn't past 40 hours to do the job instead. Yeah. But
by the way,
like, this kind of stuff should have hurt, and it didn't. I'm sorry, Kyle.
Well, it was just that he was bringing up overtime to let you know that he was going to stop taxing overtime, stop taxing tips, and stop taxing one other like quadrant of income that I can't recall, like similar. So like that's one of the things I dislike about mainstream media, I guess, is because you get the part of the story where they're like, Trump refused to pay overtime. It's like, oh, I don't like that. That billionaire refuses to pay his employees when they work extra hard. And it's like, well, the whole story is he was actually promising the hardest workers that now their tips and their overtime work wouldn't be taxed anymore. Like that's the story.
You think it'll happen?
No.
Me too.
I think it'll happen if he wants it to, but I don't think he wants it to. You know what I mean?
I think he should.
I think he's looking in the wrong place. I hate to be the.
I think he's never going to have to run an election ever again, so he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But no, that guy's badass. I also talked to Israeli Commando this week. He was like, I will have to cover my face, but just so we're clear, it's not because I've committed any war crimes or anything like that. I'm just protecting myself from potential doxing. That's all. And I was like, I never said you committed any war crimes, but okay, man.
You sound guilty. And
You
no
sound like
accused
somebody
you.
who committed some war crimes. I think the message even said, he's like, I haven't committed any war crimes, although maybe there have been some things that happened here and there. Like, he even trailed off with like, maybe somebody else did something.
Like, yeah, dude, the videos are on Twitter. Like, we can see what's
yeah,
going
we got
on.
internet here, man. We've seen it. But so I'm going to touch base with him. I really want to like do an interview with him on here and hear what it's like, because I'm sure he's seen action. I'm pretty sure he's killed people. And you know, he's been riding around in a tank in this war for a year now, probably. So I really want to hear what it's like to be there and be on that front line. That'll be neat. That's a war that Trump will keep supporting, by the way. We don't have to worry about him pulling the plug on that one.
Yeah, he and I are inverse on the Ukraine and Israel.
Same.
War.
Yeah, I wish he'd pull the plug on Israel and give their stuff to Ukraine.
No.
And by the way, it's not like I want Israel to lose and stop existing. I just don't know why America funds them.
Yeah, I think they're winning just fine. I think they got them. You know what I mean? It's like it's that analogy that I brought up so long ago that it's comical now because the war is still continuing. Where I was like, yeah, it was like this asshole at the bar just kept going on, and finally, dude took him outside and started beating his ass, and we all watched and we're like, yeah, justice. And then I walked inside to get another beer, shot the shit, went and took a piss, put a new song on the jukebox, and went outside to see what was going on. And he was still just beating the shit out of that guy. And there was blood everywhere and piss. And I was like, dude, what are you still doing beating him?
What are we doing here?
What, you got him?
Why do I have to pay to do this?
Right.
And this whole time, I'm paying his bar tab.
You're paying his bar tab, and this guy, if he gets a toothache taken care of, universal healthcare over there.
It just seems like they got him, and I'm wondering why we're still getting them. And now we're exchanging fire with Iran on like a weekly basis. And Iran's like, oh, well,
why on earth are we still so involved? It's so wild.
But Ukraine on the other side, I'm a big proponent of. Love that. Love me some Ukraine war. I think it's a just war. It's a good war. Good for us to be in there. I think the average Ukrainian's better than the average American. I think we need to. I'm trying to get a reaction out of Taylor.
It worked.
I don't like that one bit.
I think if you were to,
and twice as good as the Missouri.
I think if you were to replace the average, if you were to replace the average Missourian with a Ukrainian, I think this country would be in a better place. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just
not a chance.
Plain and simple.
Missouri rocks. Your states are both gay.
I like that everyone here likes their own state.
We're all red states, baby. Red states unite.
We are all red states.
You guys are follower red states. We're path forging red states. People say Missouri's going to go blue at some point. No,